I improved my athlete's broad jump by 40 centimeters in just 2 weeks. Okay, that is a crazy claim to make, and it is not entirely true, but there is definitely some truth in this crazy statement. Now, let me explain. First of all, let's dissect who we are really talking about. This client of mine is a volleyball player, professional volleyball player that has a ton of training experience. And she really wanted to improve her vertical jump since it's an elite difference maker at this level. And obviously, jumping in volleyball in generally is quite important. Now, in fact, she did improve her broad jump by 40 centimeters in just 2 weeks, but we also trained 2 months prior to this actually happening. And I was kind of planning for this to happen at this point in time. So it's not really that big of a surprise. 2 weeks prior, she indeed did measure her broad jump and she measured it at 2 meters and 10, and she did measure it 2 weeks later at 2 meters and 5. This was not necessarily because she actually improved her broad jump by 40 centimeters at that point of time, but it was more so just the fact that everything kind of came together, and especially the fatigue that fell away after the 2 months of training prior to this actually happening. Now, what we did with this particular athlete, first of all, is we made sure that we had a solid strength foundation before these kind of results followed. So this particular athlete, like I said, had been training at elite level for years, yet in her foundational strength, there were a lot of things missing. So we really had to focus on strength, in particular joint specific movements, but also as a whole, right? So we did have to attack her strength levels, because without elite strength levels, it is really hard to express power, because power really is force times velocity. So we can get faster, but the diminishing returns on strength are just so much higher. We can really max out strength way longer than we can velocity. So therefore, we try to focus on strength first of all. Okay. Now, not only did we have this in check, we also had a whole recovery plan, performance plan surrounding her training session. So we made sure her nutrition, her recovery, her training day schedules, her sleep, everything was in check. So we actually optimized everything for this to happen. So it was not just training, it was not just load management of training, it was a whole entire plan surrounding this, building up to this moment. Now, it is not surprising to me that she actually did improve her broad jump. Her broad jump, or broad jump in general, is a measurement that is really high in ground contact forces, right? It is not a really fast movement. It is really an expression of power, especially hip power, which is something that we really wanted to improve since it's so vital, so important to volleyball players who are mainly 2-foot jumpers. So therefore, it's an extremely nice achievement at this point in time. But the best thing is, we're still only halfway through the program. We have a whole power phase to follow. We're also going to go further into velocity. So there's a lot more gains actually coming. And I'm sure that this will only be the first big improvement that we're actually about to see. Now, she did a whole 16-week program. This came about 8 weeks in. So this is only just the beginning. And at the end point of time, we actually want to improve her vertical standing jump, her approach standing vertical jump, which we haven't measured in a while, but I'm sure it has already improved since her broad jump improved so much, which is, like I said, a great expression of explosive hip power. Now, one of the things that also improved besides this is her actually hitting power. She's been hitting way harder, her shoulders are finally healthy, and we've been able to come up with this plan that was a full body explosive program for her to improve as a volleyball player. And the thing I'm looking forward to the most is to see how this will actually impact her in games once her beach volleyball season starts later on this spring. Now, if you're also interested in results like this and you're ready to actually transform your performance, you're ready to implement a whole performance plan like this, not just training, not just recovery, but a blend of everything that will make sure that we take your game to the next level, then click the link in my bio, hit me a message on Instagram, and we will see what we can do for you so that we can actually make an impact on your game.